what's going on with this boat. I think it's an 84 Landau 14-footer. My dad originally put a whole decking system in it. You can see it came with a live well setup. It was just a regular non-recirculating one. It's got a standpipe in it and an original fill/drain valve, which is what we've got here. So it would fill through here, and then there's your overflow. And so what I've done is added a recirculating pump that's pulling from outside. It aerates, and then I let it fill over, and then I've got a timer that I built that runs that rather than just using like a generic off-the-shelf timer. So maybe in a later video I'll get to that, how I put that timer together. It's a pretty cool little board that I got from eBay. So anyway, I pulled all the decking out of here and we've pressure washed it. One of the first things I did, which kind of spurred the whole rebuild, was I needed to redo the transom. So the transom's been rebuilt. I had some issues where these supports were cracked, and I just ended up cutting that whole cracked area off and replacing with some 1/8 inch angle iron. I replaced this whole top edge right here because it had some serious cracks in it as well, probably from the transom kind of flexing back and forth. In addition to that, I put a new entire rear plate on there because it had some serious corrosion because of there was originally a plywood backer on here. I don't know if my dad did it or the original manufacturer, but it was in this exact shape and it was just like pitted and it needed to be done. So I made a patch plate, and then on that goes my DIY manual jack plate. If there's some interest in that, I can kind of go through that later on. And then one other thing that I patched was where the transducer is for my depth finder / fish finder. And this past season I put a Lowrance Hook 4X on there, and the holes were in a little bit different spot than I wanted. You can see there's been one set of holes for a hummingbird a long time ago. There's a little triangle pattern, and then this is where my Lowrance was, but because of the adjustability on that bracket that it comes with, I didn't want to run that again. So I just put a patch plate, and I'll put a new set of holes in there when I finish it up. As you can see, there's a pretty serious case of corrosion due to the pressure treated wood that we used originally, the plywood. Other than that, I've got a big pile of aluminum that I'll be finishing the deck out with. I've got nearly all of the front top portion of the deck finished up, and my recessed trolling motor tray that I built. You can check that out on my Instagram. I got a picture of that where I just basically did a pattern cutout and welded it together. Just give you an idea of what I'm working with here. I've got a Miller Diversion 180. It's several years old now. It's the model that actually came with a hand control. I noticed now that they are coming with it has a much more user-friendly hose setup, which I have I think this is from CK Worldwide, but it's a Superflex hose, which is awesome, but it's a real pain in the ass because you got to take this guy apart and actually run it in there and physically connect it to the output. You got to take the manual control off because it's not really easy to pull it back through the loop. So I just haven't messed with it since I've been welding with it. A big job I did for a buddy way back where I was pumping max amps on aluminum for extended periods, and since it's an air-cooled torch, I think it had a problem with kind of burned up the hose. So I had to replace this in a hurry to finish the job, and CK actually sent me a brand new hose, no charge. So I think they had some kind of quality issue. But this is a great little welder. If you guys are looking for a TIG welder, you want to get into it. It's not the cheapest thing out there, but it lays down pretty good quality welds. Home built cart. Keep my pedal and the ground down there. Keep my filler rod. I got 40, 43, 53, 56, some ER70 and some 316. So I can pretty much weld anything that comes across my garage anyways. So that is it for now. So there's my outboard just laying there right now, but we'll get to it later.